Okay, so first thing we'll do is get there's two menu plugins that we use for mobile. I'm going to try this one first. And effectively what we can do is it replaces this one, so we can hide this one. Let's just see if it's if it's the right one. Yeah, okay. So WPR Menu Pro is the one we want to use. And then we want it to use. So basically in here, we want it enabled. We want it to select it to use the main menu. We can put a logo in. So if we just go to the media library and pick the logo, and we'll just save that. Okay, so you can see it's chucked it in red. So obviously we want to change that. So we go appearance or color, and we can start changing things in here. So we want the text to be black or grey, and then red goes white. Item text black. Text hover. I mean that's fine as it is. Menu item white. Active menu item black. Save that. What font are we using on here? So if we change it to Baskerville, save that. Okay, so the menu's there in the background, but what we'll do is run through these settings. So don't think we need a search input with the menu. So that is when you open the menu, this search box here. So we'll lose that. What's this one? Optimize the menu containing using that menu. Okay, elements to hide on mobile. So we obviously want to hide this back one. So that is called site navigation ID. So we just put that in there like that and save it again. So that'll tell the plugin to use R1 and hide the one below. Yeah. And then in the CSS, just going to paste this in. So that menu icon logo, we want it to be a bit bigger. So if we get that to 55, pop that in there. And then the hamburger menu at the moment is set to white. So if we go back into here, colors, menu icon color. So if we can, let's just put orange for now. We'll get the right orange. So menu item text, menu icon color, we'll change that to orange. Same with the focus. Menu border top, social icons, we can make those orange. Save that for now. You see that's there now? And then the colours black and white as we wanted. So because that's staying fixed like that, it's just hanging over slightly. So what we'll do, we'll change the height of it. To about 65. Over the CSS. And if I just go back to iPhone media queries, I need to grab that bit again at the start. So iPhones. Let's grab that. Pop at the top. We'll call it phones. Take that bit off because we don't need it. And then we're going to do anything below, anything between 0 and 812 for mobile styles. Pop that in there. Okay. What we might want to do, as it scrolls down over white, we might want to just give it a bit of a drop shadow. So again, I'll just go CSS, drop shadow. Something like that. And all of those styles, put them on there. That'll give it a shadow. Yeah, so as we scroll, we can see it's fixed at the top. Again, you might want to nudge that burger menu down. So if you just inspect it there, margin top, maybe 12 pixels, 11 pixels. And paste that in the media query. Okay. And then with Rev Slider, have you done mobile and tablet screens on Rev Slider? So what you can have is so up here you've got mobile and desktop. You click mobile, that shows you how it's going to look on mobile. So you can move things around in here. So if, let's say we want to put these images down here. A little bit like that, and that's going to be bigger in the middle, and these bigger to there. And again, you can use size and position to centrally align them. This is our text at type, so if we go about there, center that, and then yeah, so very quickly it can start to take shape. And yeah, so that's a little bit too long on the second word. So if we just nudge that down a little bit, centrally align it. I mean, you might decide you want to move those up a bit, and you want to have this sitting in the middle. See how it was. And then the height of it, we've got it at 550. We change that to 350. Oh, wrong one. So you've got your mobile one down here, sorry. So you set to 720 at the minute. If we change that to 420, see it cuts it down. Let's try 520, about there. And then if we save that, that'll just bring the height of it down. Yeah. These pagination dots, I think they always look a bit ugly on mobile. So again, you can hide those. Just doing a display none on it. So if we do a new rule for that, display none. Copy that. Go back to our mobile styles. Getting there. And then with these headings, rather than using pixels, try and use EM. So if we make that like 2 EM, and EM scale down better than pixels, so we'll try and use those. And then again, on that one, if we go padding, just to close it all up on mobile, we do that. Maybe even margin bottom -10, just to close that space up. And the best thing is, as you're going through it, just keep refreshing it. And if something hasn't changed, just whack an important tag on the end of it, and that will, override the desktop. So like the slick navigation, those dots are still there. So just go in here, put an important tag on it, refresh that. There you go. Maybe on this grey div. So although on desktop we've got the padding as 35, we can just close it up again on here. So if we go 20 top and bottom, maybe even 10 on the bottom. I normally copy the whole rule like that, and then when you paste it in, just delete the bits you don't need. We didn't change anything on those 4 rules, we'll just take those out. That makes sense? Yeah. Okay, so that's, I think as well, when you do the header and you go into an inside page, let's just pick something else for now. It's done, it's going to be consistent throughout the site. Okay, so that's that bit. Trusted by work. So again, these the headings styles didn't save. So if I go in here and we change 2EM and we change the margin bottom and we change the padding, we can delete these bits because they didn't change. Save that. Yeah, let's just close that up. So on here we've got some funny padding going on. On this grid. So I would just target that with using sector grid, and then target the coal 1-3s. Like that. And then do padding 10%. there. And then paste that back in. We've also got something weird going on here. So on the last column 3, you can do, just show you what it's doing. So on this one, because it's the last column 3, it hasn't got any padding to the right of it. What you can do, you can add last of type. Put some important tags on those. Yeah, so it's tidied up a little bit. One thing we haven't thought about, what we need to look at, is the hover over. You can't hover on a mobile. So yeah, we'll have to have a think about how we do that. Might be that we okay, so what it's doing, we'll have to have a think about that. Might be that we take everything that's in the content box and we just position it below, so it's always there. We'll have a look at that after. Again, these headings here. So again, because we've used 30 pixels, we just change that to 1.4 EM. And again, we've got padding top, so we'll take that off. Put that in the media query. Padding top, and then the font size. Okay. So sticky header, nav, slider, logo slider, recent work, headings. So see, the padding on this is fine, but this one's different. So it's in a different grid, which is called info. So if we literally just use the same style, so we copy that, and then on this, which one was it? Here. So if we do one for that, that should do the job. Same again with that bit. Copy that, target the right div, save. Yeah, it's a bit tidier. And then buttons, they're always tricky. So I think the easiest thing with these is to go full width on them. So I'd target buttons TW, hit the A, and then I'd go width 100%, float left, display, block, margin, bottom, margin, top, -20.
Yeah, I've got something to do with it for study. Study. You've got a delivery track for it. Oh, okay.
And then target the black button, do the same again. So rather than rewriting it, we'll just do a comma target the same. There's something weird going on the black button. So we've got. Okay, so it's got some padding on it. So if we go padding 0. No, not padding. Margin left on it. So if we take the margin left off. Okay. And we'll just nudge it back up there. Makes sense. And then last bit at the bottom, so we've got these grids to close up. So height on them, we could just go yeah, I'd probably just go height on that 100. Where's that space coming from? Oh, okay. Whack that into there. And then on this grey box here, we've got the orange padding at the top there. Sorry, margin. We'll just take that down, close that gap up to about 50 pixels. Grab that, whack that in styles. Put the important tags on them. Where's the grey box coming from? Is that on that? Yeah. So I'd probably, just for quickness on that bit, just do background white. That'll get rid of the grey box. And then I'll just nudge up this, should do, important tag. And this last bit, the image of Chippy, I would go height, 100 pixels again. 20. Okay. And then let's just close this gap up at the bottom. And then with this bit on the bottom, because we want to just give it a bit more room, the arrow at the bottom, you could go footer copyright and just give it pattern bottom another 30 pixels. So when you scroll to the bottom, it just goes down there. Starting to make sense. So very quickly, you've got, in 25 minutes, you've got header sorted, slider, logo carousel, everything a bit tighter, more compact. Might want to tidy up that little bit in the middle, give it some more padding. Logo connotations. And again, you might want to, on this one, just reduce the size of it. Say, footer logo, max height of 100 pixels. And even this font here, nudge that down a bit. So if we went footer H3, font size of 1.1 EM. 3. And then text line, center. I always think on a mobile, center looks quite nice. Pop those in. Important tags. That's homepage done, and then it's just a case of doing the inside pages to follow suit. Do you want to have it a go? Give it a go. Cool. Right. Good stuff.